Well, hello, my name is Mark Riches with Harvard Risk Management Corporation, and I'm excited to be here with you today to discuss a new benefit that's available to all the employees of ABC Company. This is a benefit that your employer is actually making available through payroll deduction. And I'm just going to, over the next few minutes, hit the highlights of the benefit. I'm going to send each of you home with a packet of information that gives you more details about the benefit. I've handed out a brochure, and if every one of you will take this brochure and look at it, again, I'm going to kind of just hit the highlights. The first product here is Legal Shield. It's a legal access plan. We know that employees today are facing a lot of legal hurdles. One of the reasons this plan is so popular is people are having a lot of legal issues right now, divorces and foreclosures and bankruptcies and even traffic tickets. And this new benefit addresses all of those concerns. The first thing you get is preventive legal services, and the first thing under that is unlimited telephone consultation. This is where you'll have access to pick up the phone and call a major law firm and ask any legal question that you have. And it can be on divorce, bankruptcy, credit problems, taxes, real estate transactions, creditor harassment, contractor disputes. Someone works on your house or your car. They don't do the right job. What do? Well, pick up the phone, call your attorney, find out what your rights are. We pay our law firm network over $100 million a year throughout North America, so you have access to the largest law firm network that exists. And again, for an unlimited number of legal questions, and all of that's part of your employee benefit. They also will write letters and make phone calls on your behalf, so if you need the attorney to write a letter for you or make a phone call on your behalf, I found this, it's amazing what a good letter from a major law firm will do to get your results. It kind of gives you legal muscle. And sometimes we might make a threat and say, well, you'll hear from my attorney. The problem is we don't have an attorney. We don't have anyone we can call. Well, now you do. You've got an employee benefit that is very, very low cost and gives you access to attorneys. Legal document review. This is where the law firm will review contracts and documents on your behalf. They say the large print giveth and the fine print taketh away. And it's great to have an attorney review all that fine print before you sign. So you might be signing a lease or buying a house or purchasing a car. Again, use your Legal Shield membership, have the attorneys review those contracts and documents for you. You also have access to the Legal Forms Online website. Many of our members have access to thousands of legal forms online. 24-hour emergency access. In the event of an emergency situation, you're being arrested or detained or questioned. We hope none of that ever happens, but if it does, you have access to your attorneys 24 hours a day in the event of an emergency. Now, if you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you want a divorce, it's not quite an emergency. You might want to wait till the next morning. You might wake up and be a little legally lonely. That's also not a reason to call our attorneys, wake them up in the middle of the night. But if it's an emergency situation, someone's trying to take your children or you're served with a warrant on the weekend, that's an emergency and you have access to your plan 24 hours a day. It's all part of your benefit. Under the next section here, estate planning, the law firm will actually prepare your last will and testament. Now, I was meeting with a group of employees earlier here today, and many of the employees there didn't even have a will done. And this state is one of the worst states to die in without a will. But it's something that most people put off. And one reason they put it off is it's expensive. You know, it costs $500, $600, sometimes $1,000 just to get a will done. And when it comes to paying rent at the end of the month or paying a mortgage versus doing your will, a lot of times the will takes the back burner and doesn't get done. And so one thing your employer is concerned about is that all the employees have a will and that it's up to date and current. Sometimes having an outdated will is worse than not even having one. So we'll provide that to you. In fact, in the temporary kit I'll give you today is a will questionnaire for you and your spouse or significant other, and you can go home and get that done right away. That's like getting a couple years of the benefit paid for just by getting your will done. We highly encourage you to do that. The plan will also provide a preparation of a healthcare power of attorney as well as a preparation of your living will. Living wills are important if you want to be on life support or not want to be on life support. You just need to let people know what your wishes are, and that's all done through a living will. All of that is part of your membership. You don't pay additional cost for any of those services. It's all part of the plan. Under the motor vehicle area, Every time you open the car door, you open the door for more legal exposure. And right now, some cities out there are issuing more traffic tickets than ever before. This plan would give you access if you ever get a speeding ticket or any other kind of moving traffic violation. The law firm will go to court and help keep that ticket off your record so it doesn't affect your insurance, thus saving you money on insurance. A few days ago, I met a single mom who had a teenage driver. This, again, would cover her and her teenage driver. So it covers teenage drivers in your home, or maybe a spouse that drives like a teenager. Another thing under the plan that's available is if you ever get in an accident where someone's killed in the accident, as long as drugs or alcohol are not involved, the plan would pay 100% of your entire legal defense in that situation. And your automobile insurance won't pay any toward criminal defense. So that's a big gap in most people's auto insurance, where if they get charged criminally in an accident, maybe run a red light or go through too fast through a school zone and hit someone and someone dies in that accident, even if they're in your vehicle, this plan would step in and provide you some defense. Win, lose, or draw, it covers 100% of your entire legal defense. Lawsuits and IRS, if you ever get sued, this builds a barrier of protection around you and your family and your assets, the things that you've worked hard for. And it doesn't pay for you to go sue people, but if someone sues you, the plan kicks in at up to 300 hours a year of trial defense in the event of a lawsuit. Another part of the plan that I like is the IRS audits, up to 50 hours of assistance if you're ever audited by the Internal Revenue Service. Now, the plan covers you as an employee. It also covers your spouse or your significant other, someone that you're living with. And it also extends coverage to all of your children up to age 21. College students are covered up to age 23. And the plan also extends coverage to any handicapped or disabled child that are living at home up to any age. The next part of the plan is an identity theft protection plan, and if you'll kind of follow down here at the bottom of the brochure, identity theft's a big problem. How many of you here have heard about identity theft recently on the news? I mean, it's almost every night there's a story on the news about identity theft, and it's a scary situation. In fact, over 27,000 identity theft victims every day right now in the U.S., and that number continues to go up and up. The big problem with identity theft is not finding out about it, but it's cleaning it all up. Most solutions that are out there right now that you could get through your bank or credit card companies or even over the internet, they're more of an identifying plan. They let you know that you're a victim, but they do very little in cleaning and restoring your identity and cleaning it up. This particular benefit that we're talking about today does full restoration of your identity. So it notifies you about the problem, but it also cleans it all up for you. It takes about 60 seconds to find out about identity theft. On the average, about 600 hours to clean it up. So if you're going to buy a benefit, make sure it does the cleanup for you and not just notify you about it. There's about 3.5 million children that have recently become victims of identity theft. That's another area. If you have minor children, you'll want to pay close attention here because we have a coverage for your minor children as well. And also about 17% of identity theft deals with credit cards. Most people would think that credit cards or credit score has a lot to do with identity theft, and in reality, your credit score has very little to do with identity theft. There's 6 major types of identity theft, credit being one of them. Driver's license is where someone goes and gets a driver's license using your identity. Employment, recently a Chicago woman applied at a Target store. She was declined employment because she already worked there, or rather her Social Security number already worked there. Further investigation revealed she was employed at 37 other companies. So they'll sell your Social Security number not once, not twice, but dozens of times. She owes the IRS over $1 million just from that situation. I mean, there's thousands of stories like that. The fastest growing area of identity theft is medical identity theft. This is where someone uses your identity and checks in a hospital or maybe a clinic. Some of you might be having a baby right now and not even know it. Someone's simply in a hospital using your identity. The big problem with medical identity theft is it messes all your medical records up. Now all of a sudden it can cost you your life because someone could be using a different blood type. That's posting on your medical record, and it should because they're using your identity, and all of a sudden it's not, and they're giving you the wrong type of blood. I mean, big problems. Character and criminal identity theft, where someone commits a crime using your identity. And then last of all, minor children identity theft is a big problem. This is not all the types of identity theft, but these are the 6 most major common types of identity theft. The Identity Theft Shield is the product that your employer is making available to you. It is the most comprehensive identity theft plan that exists. We've researched as a risk management company all forms of identity theft, all types of coverages available in the market. There's nothing that's better than this product. It's put out by a company by the name of Kroll Fraud Solutions Group. Kroll is the largest risk management company in the world. Over 2,800 investigators that go to work on your behalf. And again, not only notify you about the problem, but go to work to clean it up. The benefit has 4 features. Number 1 is a credit analysis. Many of you, I'm sure, have looked at your credit report recently, but this will allow you to do that again. It will give you a full credit report for you and your spouse, and it includes your credit score. Then they put a daily monitoring on your credit file, so 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you'll have a monitoring of your credit file. So if someone opens a new account, changes information on your account, even inquires about your credit, it's going to immediately send you a credit alert. Identity theft's much like cancer. You want to catch it when it first starts, not find out about it 2 years later. The big thing that really separates this benefit from the others that you've heard about in the market is the identity restoration. This is one thing that your employer wanted to make sure you had access to is the cleanup process. And this plan does full identity restoration, does the entire restoration of your identity in all these major types of identity theft. So not just your credit. There's some out there that just do credit cleanup. This actually restores in all areas of identity theft with no caps or no limits. So whatever, it's not capped at $1 million, whatever, if it takes them $10 million, whatever it takes them to restore and completely repair your identity, they'll do that at no cost to you, no additional cost. And minor child coverage is also included for an additional $1 a month to the benefit. You can cover all of your minor children. Now, the best part about this benefit is the price. Your employer has a special group rate available to all the employees, and that's one of the reasons we've had such a high participation rate. A lot of the employees getting and taking advantage of the benefit. But the entire plan, the Legal Shield and the Identity Theft Plan, available at the rate of $5.98 a week. That's all you pay. $5.98 a week. Again, that covers your whole family on the Legal Shield part of it, those qualified dependents, as well as you and your spouse on the Identity Theft Plan. It's additional 25 cents a week if you want to add minor children to the Identity Theft Plan. Now, all you need to do, if it sounds like something that you're interested in, if you'll take the application that I handed out and the pin, first thing, I've highlighted some specific areas of that application. That's all you need to fill out is the yellow highlighted areas. So if you'll take a minute and just fill out the highlighted areas, and we'll start with today's date if everyone will get their pin out. And just on today's date, put today's date there, which is 4/16/2012. And then the time of day, go ahead and put 9 o'clock a.m. That's the time I started the presentation. You'll be covered from that time forward. And then go ahead and fill out the rest of the information as indicated there. While you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and hand out these temporary membership kits. This is kind of a temporary kit. It'll tie you over till your membership kit and cards arrive, which take about 10 days. Inside here is your will questionnaire, so you can actually start getting your will done. We've also put some decals in there. These are really handy to put on your vehicle. We've put 2 of them in there. If you need some more than that, let me know and I'll give you some more. You'll also have some arriving in that membership kit you get. But these you just peel off and stick in your windshield. These are great if you get pulled over, because a lot of the law enforcement officers have our plan, or at least they're familiar with the Legal Shield plan. They know that we're going to hire an attorney to go to court and represent you. A lot of times it might end up getting you a warning instead of a ticket. We can't guarantee that, but it's definitely worth taking time and putting those on your vehicle. Definitely get your will done right away. Fill out that. We got one for you and your spouse in there. And there's some other information in this packet. As well, on the front of the packet, I've put a card which has the phone number to the law firm. You might have a legal question right now that you want to call the law firm and ask about. You can pick up the phone and call them. Right there's your legal access number. There's my contact information if you have any questions. And I've also put a website which has a 12-minute membership presentation. This gives you a chance if you want to tell your spouse kind of about the new benefit. This is a great way to do it. Just go to that website right there. Again, I'm going to hand out the temporary kits. I've also got a little water bottle we're handing out to each person. The company sent me a box of them. This is their money, but just for trying out the benefit, you get a water bottle. This is just to remind you that you're getting, literally thousands of dollars worth of legal protection and identity theft protection for less than a bottle of water a day. So again, very affordable benefit, and I'll go out and hand those out.